Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's our Brazil versus Switzerland watch along, and what a tournament this is. It's going exactly to plan. It's going exactly to my plan, really. I mean, Hirving Lozano, I've been on about him. If you've been watching the United Stand, I've been on about Hirving Lozano for a good 2-3 years now. He turned up today. In the preview, I've been saying, who do I want to win the World Cup? I want someone like Mexico to really do well in this tournament. I still think it's a massive, massive ask for somebody like Mexico to win this World Cup. But beating Germany was so satisfying. They're such a good team, Mexico. Every World Cup they turn up and they're a good possession team and they move the ball really, really quickly. So I really, really enjoyed watching that. Yet again, if you want, everyone says, oh, you're better than Xander, Mark. Look, Xander's a good omen. Xander gets the good games. He bloody had Spain, Portugal. He's had this one as well. So, but, I'm enjoying sharing it out. But I must admit, both Spain, Portugal and Mexico, Germany, I was really wishing I was doing the watch along for those because they were fantastic games. But yes, we've got Brazil. I've got Brazil, and to be honest with you, I chose Brazil over Germany, Mexico, so it's my own fault. So there we go. But yep, very, very excited for this. I hope it's going to be a good game. Tom said a shock win. Watch this game be boring with Brazil dominating. Mark gets the boring game, says Jay Hart. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it's going to do well. But what a game it was this afternoon. I think the World Cup, after the first couple of games, Uruguay's late winner against the underdog Egypt, and then we had France against the underdog just getting over the line against Australia, but then that Iceland draw with Argentina, and then that win for Mexico today. It's done what this tournament needs. I think, people talk about, well, how can one performance affect another? But there's a lot of teams in this tournament who will take belief from what Mexico did, who will take belief from what Iceland did. And I keep saying this, I think the gap between the top teams and the next level teams is closing more than it's ever closed. And I think maybe this World Cup, or hopefully in the next two World Cups, we'll see somebody win it who's never won it before. And that's what I want to see. I mean, it might be a World Cup too close, this one, but I do want to see that. I want to see, what if Mexico had knocked Germany out today? That would have just been immense. And to be fair, Germany on another day could have got a draw, but it was a very, very good game. I mean, Sam Soms just made a very good point. Don't underestimate the Swiss. They're sixth. They're sixth in the tournament, sixth in the FIFA rankings, which is very, very true. I don't know about that one, to be honest. I'm slightly. The Swiss have never been a team that's caught my eye, and I can't think why they are ranked 6th in the FIFA rankings, but maybe we're about to find out why. So we'll see very, very, very soon. But my prediction is that we'll see a good Brazil performance today, and I think that the tournament needs that, because at the moment you look around and you think, well, who is the favourite in this tournament? We've seen France, we've seen Argentina, we've seen Germany now. I'm trying to think of Spain. We've seen Spain, so it's definitely wide open, and I would argue that it's there for the taking in relation to who can win it. So I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you all are as well. I'm just setting a few things up. I'm just going live a little bit early, to be fair. I could have just been doing this not live, but I thought, you know what, let's get going a little bit early and bring it on. So let's go with that for now. Let me come back to the live comments. I've not even shared the link yet, so if everyone wants to share the link, that would be absolutely fantastic. There is a United Stand show tonight. It's going to be at 9 o'clock. Normally we're live at 8 o'clock. Tonight it's going to be live at 9 o'clock because we've made an executive decision, and I think a lot of people would. Do you agree? I think it's the right thing to do. Obviously, the United Stand takes precedence over Manchester United takes the precedence over everything, but it is the World Cup. It only happens every 4 years. And I think we're all going to be watching the World Cup games, aren't we? So I just thought going live on the United Stand at 8 o'clock, which is going to be half time for every 7 o'clock game for the next 3 weeks, just seems a bit stupid. Let's just knock it back till 9 o'clock. So we've done that. The scoreboard does need changing. Yes, thanks for that. Switzerland are not winning, and that is not my prediction either. It is not 1-0 to Brazil yet, and we're not 1-0 to Switzerland yet, and we're not 39 minutes in. So this is what happens when you go live and you're not actually ready. But I was so pumped up. I'm just loving what's happening with the World Cup at the moment. I'm not going to go overboard and start saying it's the best World Cup ever, I think that's sensationalist. I remember a lot of World Cups have started like this. But let's just do the team news. Sommer, Lichtsteiner, Shah, Akanji, Rodriguez, Barami, Xhaka, Shaqiri, Des Ozimal, Zuber, and Seferovic. A few Arsenal players in there. Xhaka and that Lichtsteiner as well has also signed for them. So I just don't see where the quality for Switzerland is to have them to be any threat in this game, and especially when you look at that Brazilian team, and I'm just looking at it now physically as it queues up in the tunnel. I mean, I just think they're going to win. So the Brazilian team, obviously, it would be Dani Alves at right back, but he's not quite made it. So Alisson is in goal. Danilo at right back. Thiago Silva, Miranda. I mean, the quality of the squad that Marquinhos doesn't even get in the team. It's Miranda and Marcelo, or Marcelo, however you pronounce it. Paulinho, Casemiro, Coutinho, Willian, Gabriel Jesus, and Neymar. So very, very, very strong side for the Brazilians, and we've got quite a few people watching already, and we're still 8 minutes away from kickoff, so maybe we can beat our 1300 is our best amount of people watching yet, 1300, which was for Serbia, interestingly enough. So hopefully the channel's building a little bit of momentum. Keep spreading the word about That's Football. We've set the challenge to do every single World Cup game as a watch along. We're going very well at the moment. Day 4 down, last game of day 4, Brazil. Looking forward to England tomorrow. We'll have my England top on tomorrow. Supporting England. I am English. Mexico were fantastic, says Prince R9. You know what? They were. I'm so pleased. I've been on about Mexico, haven't I, for weeks. I've said Mexico and Colombia are one of those two I would love to win it, because they've been sort of knocking on the door for years. They're always very impressive. I remember over the last 4 or 5 World Cups I've watched Mexico, and they always play good possession, fast football. They just either get a little bit unlucky, their fitness isn't quite there, or they just get taken apart by a better team over 90 minutes. And that almost happened today. Germany are a very good team, but they got away with it today in a little bit. But having said that, I'll retract that statement. How many times did Germany get caught if their final ball of Mexico had been decent? Because the goal that was scored was a little bit individualistic from Lozano. They had chances to absolutely finish them off, and they didn't do it. So, yes. Yeah, it'd be great. Daniel Hogan says we need 40,000 subscribers. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the channel. Big game tonight, this one, and really looking forward to it. So get involved in the live comments and give us your thoughts on what's going on. It's going to be an interesting game, this. And yeah, bring it on. Neymar opportunity. I always think the interesting subplot in this as well is that Ronaldo's got 3 goals. After one game, Ronaldo's got 3 goals. And the golden boot is unlike who's going to win the World Cup, because who's going to win the World Cup will change day to day. And we're a long way from the final anyway. So it's a bit silly to say, oh, they're favourites. Brazil could win 6-0 tonight. It doesn't make them favourites. To me, it just means that they're a decent side. But the golden boots, people have got to get motoring. There's only 7 games maximum for people to score their goals, and that's if you go all the way to the final. So Neymar could be a candidate, but Ronaldo's got a good start at the moment, and you would hope that he'll be fully aware that they've got to hit the ground running and get off to a good start. Let's just see what happens with this Brazil side. I mean, the thing is, they hosted the World Cup 4 years ago. There was a big feeling they were going to win that World Cup 4 years ago. And they got absolutely smashed by Germany. And that has left a scar. And that is why I say that when it comes to Brazil, a lot of people are saying, well, a lot of people, you live off the success of Brazil, I suppose, don't you? You live off that success of the past. They're the best World Cup side traditionally, Brazil. And a lot of people have got them favourites. But I think Brazil I've gone for Brazil to win the World Cup, but as more of a dark horse to win the World Cup, which sounds silly because a lot of people say, well, they're favourites, they're Brazil. But they're coming from a long way back. They've not been close to winning the World Cup for a while. They got absolutely annihilated 4 years ago in their own yard, and that has left a big scar on Brazil. Now, they've rebuilt it. They've rebuilt the team. Neymar says if I'd played in that game, there's no way we lose 5-1. I disagree. I think that Brazil team was quite weak, and Neymar made them better than they were. This Brazil team's rebuilding again, and is a better team, but they're coming from a position of weakness. So I put them as a bit of a dark horse. And let's not forget as well, 1958 was the last time a South American club won in Europe, and that was Brazil. So it's, 50, 60 years ago. So it's stacked against them. Daniel Hogan says Fred's on the bench. I didn't think Fred. I think Fred may well be on the bench, but I'd actually heard that he isn't able to play in this game, so maybe I'm wrong on that. But we'll see. Whatever, dude. Says Alex Preston. If Brazil don't win this World Cup, I'll be devastated. Says Tyrone Williams. Yeah, a lot of people. I don't want Brazil to win the World Cup. I like Brazil, but. Manchester Skulls 18 says Brazil are one of the favourites this time around, much improved from last time. Yeah, to be honest with you, at this stage, who are the favourites? I choose not to get overboard about Germany losing or France looking a bit poor. It's very early days. A lot of teams have lost, like. I remember Argentina losing the opening game against Cameroon in 1990, and they went on to get to the final. Italy lost to Ireland in 94, got to the final. So it can happen, and it does happen. And Germany will still go through that group. I think they'll still get through that group quite comfortably. So, and Germany have got a very, very good team. That shot from Brandt at the end, that would have been one of the goals of the tournament, and it was so close. So, and that would have been a point for them. So it is interesting what's going on, and I'll tell you my score prediction in a minute because I am playing a lot of you in the Super Brew Predictor League. I got the Mexico game wrong. I went tactical because I thought, well, Germany will win that, but I was overjoyed. I really wanted Mexico to do well. And in the context of that group, I think Mexico are definitely going through now. They've got Sweden and South Korea left in that group. So you'd think Germany will beat those two and get 6 points, and you'd think that Mexico should be able to get 6 or 7 points themselves, which makes them top the group, which then makes it very interesting in relation to this group, because I predicted Serbia will play Brazil, because Brazil will top their group and Serbia will come second. No, Brazil will play. I predicted Germany will play Serbia, because Germany will top their group and Serbia will come second in this group with Brazil. But if Mexico take that momentum, they could top the group. Brazil could top this group, which would mean Brazil-Germany in the knockout. So there might be some tactics from Brazil in relation to that, because if Brazil blitz this group and Germany can't get past Mexico, we will see Brazil-Germany in the knockout stage of 16, which is unbelievable, isn't it? So that's the connotations of that. Really, really interesting. Please do drop a like on the video. Please do share, everybody, if you're new. And please do subscribe to the channel in the bottom right corner if you're new. Every single watch along on here. Basically how watch along works is hopefully a lot of you are able to watch the game where you are, have the game on and have the watch along on, interact with the live comments, and let's have a bit of fun this World Cup. Let's have a bit of banter, a bit of fun, because it can get a bit lonely watching the game, can't it? So at least with the game on, the live comments on, you can really get involved. I don't promise to react to goals like Xander does. He's very, very excited about it, but we've all got our strengths, haven't we? He is very funny. He's been very good. And he keeps getting the good games. So we're off. Anyway, Brazil's World Cup is up and running. And away we go. I can tell you my score prediction now, which I'll get very, very quickly for you in a moment. Firmino, world's best false nine. Firmino on the bench, yeah. Firmino not starting. Which, it's quite interesting. But let's keep an eye on the Swiss. Ranked number 6 in the world. Is that just a result of FIFA's rubbish ranking system, or actually are they quite a decent side? Brazil will be pumped up. This is on ITV in the UK. Brazil 3-0, says Mad Marcus. Is Fred on the bench, his name? I think he's been named as being on the bench, but I'd be very, very surprised if we see him, because they did say yesterday that he'd be more ready for the Costa Rica game on Friday. Nicholas is tired. He's been trying to study and haven't missed any streams, so sleep was sacrificed. Nicholas, you need to get some sleep. Callum's gone 4-1 Brazil. Josh Hodgson's gone 1-1. Lucas says, how are they ranked number 6 in the world? And Donar has got no idea what a World Cup watch-along is. Xhaka is going to get sent off, says Phil Mitchell. Well, it's Switzerland on the attack at the moment, and they've started off quite well. What's going to be very interesting in this game in general is that we are seeing a closure of the gap between the better teams and the next level teams, and it'd be interesting if we see that. I mean, Switzerland haven't lost one game. They've only lost one game in the last 22. Just going through the Brazilian bench, Marquinhos, as I mentioned, Douglas Costa, Felipe Luis, Fernandinho, Robert Firmino. Some very, very good players. Mbolo on the bench for Switzerland. I mean, he's young, but I think I would be looking to play him. I think he offers. I mean, keep an eye on the number 9, Severovic for Switzerland. But Mbolo's got a bit of pace, got a bit of power. Sort of a bit like a young Lukaku, really. United were looking at signing him a couple of years ago. Anyway, Switzerland on the attack here. And not a bad little ball in there. And Desmarly knocks it over the bar. It was a nice little ball into him. I think he should have done a little bit better here. Brazil have started off a little bit ropey. To be fair, it would have been a very good goal. It was Shaqiri who plays it in. Liverpool fans all love that. They love Shaqiri. And he shinned it over the bar. But it was half a chance. What if Portugal wins the World Cup and Ronaldo leaves Manchester United for United, says Hembridge. I think you wake up. That's what if. Wet Lettuce says, where's Xander? See, the Xander fan club's here. Xander's done his games for today. His game for today. I had 2 today. Xander had 1. I'm just having a look at the games for tomorrow for you. So Xander's doing Belgium. So if you're interested in watching Belgium tomorrow, Xander's doing that at 4 o'clock. Belgium versus Panama. I'm doing England at 7 p.m. And I'm also doing Sweden, South Korea at 1 p.m. So, yes. I've got all the 1 p.m.s this week. Thiago Silva and Miranda have experience. There's a bit of a battle going on at the moment, isn't there, for the best centre-back partnership? And that's one of the things we will be doing on That's Football quite a lot. Is I want to sort of discuss those things, because we're going to be watching every game. And I think a lot of people think Jimenez and Godin of Uruguay are the best centre-back partnership. I was very impressed by the Serbian centre-backs today. Tosic and Maranovic, wasn't it? But again, we've got a good centre-back pairing today with Silva and Miranda. Not the TV personality, that would be horrific. Charles says, will you do any streams together? The plan is, because there's so many group games, we can't do them together at the moment. But the plan is, as we get to the knockout stages, we will start doing them together. Yeah, that's the plan. Neymar's hair looks like spaghetti, says Luca. What's my prediction, says Pankaj. Okay, let me have a look. I think off the top of my head it was 3-0 Brazil, but I'll double check. Brazil on the attack here at the moment. Here's Willian, also links with United. Looking to get a cross in. No, he's not. He's going into the box. Now he crosses it and blasts it across. He'll do well at United, because that was a Valencia cross that just blasted across and then goes out for a corner. Okay, so I have predicted in this game that it will be 2-0 to Brazil. So I went 2-0. I thought I went 3-0. So I went 2-0. 2-0 in this game for me. Which is good. And somebody said no United stand stream tonight. There is. It's going to be at 9 o'clock instead of 8. Right, let's get it on. Let's get it on. 6 minutes gone. Switzerland on the attack here. Paul Ball. And let's have a look what people are saying in the live comments. I'd take Lozano and Werner at United all day long, says Marvin Million. I thought Werner looked quite good today. Probably not as clinical as he has been, but he looks like a good player. He's definitely going to go to Bayern Munich, isn't he? And Lozano was my player. I predicted it, that he could be the standout player of the tournament, and I got that one right, didn't I? So far, he probably has. Not standout, breakout. I tell you what, I tell you who'll be rubbing their hands together. I'm pretty sure that Mino Raiola is Irving Lozano's agent, so maybe we can bring him to United. Although he plays left side, so it's not going to happen, is it? But United could have got him 2 years ago when he was playing in Mexico. And I'm not going to lie and said I'd watched a lot of him in Mexico, but there's a couple of people I follow in Mexico on Twitter who know Mexican football very, very well and are very respected people. And they were saying 2 years ago that they call him in Mexico the Mexican George Best. He's that sort of a player. And I can see why. He's got that sort of body, physicality. And to me, I just think United should have been in for him. And we're not. Here's Brazil on the break, though. They've got an overlap on the left-hand side. It's with Marcelo. Neymar. Now, I think Neymar's a funny player, you know. I'm going to be honest with you about Neymar. Messi, Ronaldo, I totally agree. They're the best two players in the world. Neymar is a very good player, but hasn't done enough yet, to me, to be anywhere near those two players. I think Neymar's got more competitors for being the third player and best player in the world, rather than he's anywhere near Ronaldo or Messi. And he's 26 now. So you look at what Ronaldo and Messi were doing at 26. I don't think Neymar does enough. I think he's a brilliant player, but I think the status he gets, the World Cup's the opportunity for him, and he needs to get away from PSG. That was a stupid move for his career. Brilliant move for his pocket, but stupid move for his career. PS4 says Lozano plays right wing at PSV. Well, there you go then. It'd be good for us. The fact that he's 21 or 22 means that United would probably go nowhere near him. Rohit, can't wait for England tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be live on here tomorrow for that. Chaz is talking about Messi from yesterday. I think with Messi yesterday, 3 really good free kick opportunities, about 4 or 5 shots from the edge of the box, which were good opportunities, and the penalty. I think if that's Ronaldo or Neymar, they probably do put 2 of those chances away. I don't know what it is. Mad Marcus says it's the hype surrounding the name of Neymar. And Anthony Muller says, keep an eye out for Sommer. He's a pretty good goalkeeper. He's in goal for Switzerland. Trey Landing says Rashford's better than Neymar. Wouldn't go that far. SD says he can't wait till England get knocked out. I definitely think it will happen, because otherwise they're going to win the World Cup, and I don't see that happening. Martial for Lozano, Mark. Look, if Martial's leaving, and he's decided he's leaving, then I would love Lozano to come. I wouldn't do it if Martial doesn't want to go. Willian on the overlap here. Into the box again. Cross along the ground and cleared by Switzerland. Brazil just starting to get a little bit of momentum here. Neymar. Into Jesus. Back to Neymar. Can he get a shot? It's all a bit tiki-taka. But, nearly was 1-0. A little bit of mistake. And Paulinho sort of dragged it wide, really. A slip by the Swiss player. He should have put that away. I think it was more shock, really. Jesus knocks it in along the ground. It's coming along the 6-yard box. And the Swiss defender sort of slips and hits it against himself. And Paulinho there, from that close, he's just got to... He just doesn't connect. Doesn't connect right and drags it wide. It's a simple tap-in. Simple tap-in. Lozano is another Depay, sadly. Don't think he has enough for Manchester United as Nick Archer. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you, Nick. I think that the World Cup, you've got to be very careful, and I will keep saying this. I think the World Cup's a brilliant tournament as itself, but I will keep saying the standard is not La Liga. It's not Premier League. It's not even Serie A. You think about club football, players are playing together week in, week out, playing 60 games a season, pre-season tours, training all week together. The fluidity, composure, and ability to work together is going to be way better no matter how good the players are that you put together for 2 weeks. You know, it's not going to happen. And I guarantee if you put Brazil against Real Madrid would probably win it 7-8, 9-0 because they play with each other every week on systems and everything like that. And it makes a big difference. The World Cup is a great tournament. It's a great tournament to watch when it goes well. But the standard isn't that of what we see in the best leagues in the world. So a standout player in this tournament doesn't necessarily transpire into being a brilliant player in a league. Having said that, obviously in the World Cup, you've got very good players who play for very good teams. So it doesn't mean they can't go and be good players. But Brazil just stepping it up a little bit here. The ball's starting to fall their way a bit. Here's Marcelo on the left-hand side. Slips into Gabriel Jesus in the box again. Can he get a cross in? Little chipped cross. And it's gone for a goal kick. Shane Green says, evening Mark, happy Father's Day mate. Cheers and happy Father's Day to all our other fathers out there. Only 4,000 England fans going to the game tomorrow, says Kieran Brook. I reckon there'll be a lot more than that. Kyle Wilcott says, what a great start to the World Cup we're having. Jordan says, do you think Brazil will win the tournament now after Germany losing today? I still think Germany losing today only matters if Germany gets knocked out, doesn't it? I mean, they had a lot of possession, they can improve, and they can still be a team that gets to the latter stages of this tournament. That's what Germany do. The interesting thing is, as I said a few minutes ago, is if Serbia can win this group, sorry, not Serbia, if Brazil win this group, and Mexico win their group, you're going to see Brazil versus Germany in the first knockout stage, and we're going to lose one of the two big favourites for the tournament. So that's the more interesting thing from a German perspective, is that you could see Germany playing Brazil. And then, I wouldn't surprise me if Germany knocked Brazil out, because have Germany got the voodoo on Brazil? That was a nightmare 4 years ago, and have Brazil recovered from that? Marvin Millon says, of all the games we've seen today, what player stood out for you? Well, I'll throw that back to everybody. Who's the player that stood out most for you today? I thought Serbia defended very, very well. Look, a very, very strong team. But I don't think there was one player that really stood out. I thought Kolarov had a good game. I thought the free kick won the game, which it did. And he was very good. Their defence was very good. Matic was very good. In the Mexico game, the match winner, again, you know, you're talking a bit like Kolarov. Very tight game, but Lozano won it. He did go off after 70 minutes though. I mean, I thought Mexico played very, very well. But so far, I'd have to probably say Lozano, as Manchester Skulls 18 said. Arsenic Gunner in case, the best Brazilian player you've ever seen playing. We spoke about this the other day, actually. I went with Romario. There's a free kick anyway for Brazil here. Neymar into the wall. Very Messi-esque. Lamia Syed says that Lozano's a great outlet on the break. You know what I think we'll see from Mexico, though? Because in that group, they've got Sweden and South Korea who play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And you won't see Mexico sit back against those teams. We're going to see Mexico go on the offence, and I think they'll score a lot of goals. I think against Germany they played it perfectly. They're confident on the ball, but they soaked up pressure and hit them on the break. It's going to be interesting to see what Mexico do against South Korea and Sweden, because they can't. What they can't afford to do is lose one of those games and let Germany come back in and take top spot. So that's a very interesting group now. You know, we've got the traditional groups of death, which are the Iceland-Argentina group with Croatia and Nigeria. And we've got the Group H, which is on Tuesday, which is Colombia, Poland, Senegal, Japan. But that German group has sort of become a group of death now. Here's Brazil on the break. Cross comes in, Sommer's out and grabs it. So that German group becomes very interesting now because Germany have dropped points. Matthew McFadden says Ronaldinho for me, considering I was born 20 years ago. He's my all-time favourite non-United player. Unreal. Roberto Carlos says Shane Green. The original Ronaldo says Manchester Skulls 18. Nick Archer says Roberto Carlos. DJ Dale says Romario played till he was 42, didn't he? The Red Flame says this is the group of death. Well, it is and it isn't. I just looked at this group and I think Brazil and Serbia will go through, no problems. But Costa Rica aren't a terrible team. I think Switzerland, if they want to get through, are going to have to beat Serbia and not get beat here tonight. I'd love Mexico to be a dark horse for the tournament. My thing about Mexico is I would love Mexico to win the World Cup. I'd love a team that's not won the World Cup before to win it, and it would be absolutely amazing for Mexico to do it. But against Germany in the last 20 minutes, they looked knackered. And I just think, have they got enough strength in depth over 7 games to keep playing like that? That's the problem. They certainly haven't got the experience in the latter stages of the tournament. So that's the problem you have in a World Cup, and that's why the more experienced traditional teams tend to win it, because they've got such great strength in depth and they've got that experience. But the key for Mexico is to win the next game. Which I know a lot. I could almost hear you saying, "What's the next game?" The next game for Mexico, I would imagine, is on Friday, Thursday, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday at 4 o'clock. They're playing South Korea, so that's a massive game for them. Be a good game, that. I might do that one. I might Bagsy that one earlier if I haven't taken it already. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've got that anyway. Brazil on the attack again. Switzerland have been very, very good so far. Neymar! What a goal! Welcome to... It wasn't Neymar. It was Coutinho. Welcome to the tournament. Edge of the box to the left-hand side. Curled it in. Seen it done it so many times for Liverpool. Unstoppable goal from Coutinho. And 1-0. Needed the goal as well. Brazil. 1-0. I thought it was Neymar for a minute, but it wasn't a spaghetti head. It was Coutinho. Full swing on the edge of the box. Neymar's on the run, actually. And Marcelo puts a cross in. They head it out. And Coutinho just falls for him perfectly. Keeper can't do anything. Curls it up and over. It's a lovely goal because it's one of those, again, where he's curling away from the goal until the last minute. It comes in and out. It's a lovely goal. Unstoppable. No keeper can save it because only at the last minute is it curling in towards the goal. Lovely finish. 1-0 to Brazil. They're here. And it's Coutinho who gets it. So Brazil up and running. Confidence up and running. I want Brazil to win this group anyway. I want them to play Germany in the next knockout game. It'll be brilliant. What a hit that was. Absolutely fantastic, says Tyrone Williams. It really was. The keeper can dive as much as he likes, but it's just coming from away from the goal, sort of curling like that. Brilliant. And Marvin's right. He does score a lot of those goals. De Gea wouldn't have saved that, Canal. It's unsavable because a goalkeeper is taught to cover his angles, to cover his goal. When the ball's not even coming at the goal until the last minute because it's curling in, it's unstoppable. It's a bit like Ronaldo's free kick, really, where it comes out and comes in. Brazil on the counter-attack again here down the right-hand side. Cross comes in and it's a throw-in. Garrett says it's goal of the tournament so far. I still think Ronaldo's free kick's the goal of the tournament, but let's open the debate on that. It was a good finish anyway. Definitely the outfield play, the non-set piece goal of the tournament so far. The worry for Switzerland now is their plan would have been to keep a clean sheet for as long as possible. And what's their plan now? The Red Flame says, ever since Coutinho left Liverpool, I've rated him as a player. To be fair, he was all right at Liverpool, wasn't he? Play on. Neymar's just got floored. Switzerland are lacking a bit of ability in the final third here, and that's the thing about Barcelona, Brazil. They've got a good centre back pairing as well. Just knocking the ball about for fun at the moment, Brazil, and I think that will continue for quite a while. They can ease their way through this game in some ways now, but we could see a few goals in this. I don't know how Switzerland are going to react. I mean, great if we saw a Switzerland goal. I just want to see good football at the end of the day. But Brazil will be a lot of people's favourites. Coutinho's Brazil's best player, says Rohit, with the Liverpool icon. I'll tell you what though, if I'm going to bore people keep saying this, but if Germany now finish second in their group and Brazil top this group, we'll see Brazil play Germany in the first knockout stage. So not even the quarterfinals, the last 16. And no matter how well Brazil play, even if Brazil got 15 goals, beat everybody 5-0, 9 points, and Germany, stutter through their group, I still think Brazil could be everybody's favourites because they play great football. But I could see Germany knocking them out. So it's just going to be a very interesting tournament. Very interesting tournament indeed. And then what you get is you could see Mexico-Serbia in the first knockout stage as well. And then you've got Serbia or Mexico in the quarterfinals. And then it's like, well, how far are they going to go? So already in these two groups, we might see a real opportunity where one of the established favourites go out and one of the up-and-coming teams go through quite deep into the tournament. Corner ball to Switzerland. This is where they'll be looking to cause problems. Francesco's a big fan of Willian. He said he'd take him at United. He'll give us 3 good years. 30 in August he is, mate. 30. Ian Turlington's right. You never write off or underestimate the Germans. I still think we'll see Germany late on in this tournament, even though they lost today. Corner comes to nothing. Shah's gone down injured. I think it's a head-to-head bang there. a little bit dark, aren't I? I'm going to just turn my light on me a little bit more. Wait a moment. So just a little bit of break in the play at the moment. That Coutinho hit is absolutely brilliant. In off the post as well. I didn't realise it went in off the post. I thought it went in off the side netting. So it's right at the very end where it curls in towards the goal. Absolutely unstoppable from Coutinho. Fantastic. And the way it's going... be interesting. Tomorrow's all about England. Yes, it is. I can't wait. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. We'll go through the mill, that's for sure. Casemiro looks okay. Okay, we're all right for that. Anyway, Switzerland just playing around with the ball a little bit here. How are you enjoying this World Cup? I think it's exceeded my expectations. I said in my preview last Wednesday night that I'm championing the underdog in this. I want to see some, not ridiculous. I'm not really bothered. With all due respect, I'm not really bothered if Iran beat Portugal or Saudi Arabia beat Egypt or something like that. It's not that level. I'm championing the underdog from teams that, it would be a big stretch for them to win this tournament, but the Mexicos, the Icelands, those sort of teams, the Belgiums, the Colombias, the Senegals, they're the sort of teams I want to see. The Serbias, I want to see them teams having a major impact in this tournament. I'd love to see one of them at least get to the semi-final. That's where my World Cup really is all about, and I think we are seeing that. And I think what we're seeing on a world stage is better and better players materialising from the less traditional super football powerhouses, and that is great to see. It's great to see, and I think the World Cup's doing really well at the moment. Sally Devil Red says loving it, Mark, so far. And also, I must admit, I think I was always a little bit apathetic about the Russian World Cup, because I'm gonna put my hand up here and say I was a bit ignorant to the fact that when I think of a World Cup, to me, I want beautiful surroundings. I always want it to be hot and sunny, and I just think, stupidly, I thought with Russia, it's going to be not very warm in the summer, and it is. It's baking in the summer, so we get the beautiful surroundings, the cracking weather. It's got everything. I think I'm very, very interested in it, and I'm just sitting back and enjoying it, because I know it's a 4-week tournament, but I guarantee you it's going to whiz by. We're on day 5 already, day 4 already, so already we're getting close to everyone playing the second game. Tuesday night, you've got Egypt versus Russia, so we're already working through the second game. And of note as well, how many more of the favourites are to play? We've seen Spain, we've seen France, we've seen Germany, we're now seeing Brazil, we've seen Argentina. So, Germany's lost, Argentina drew, France got lucky, Spain drew. It's wide open at the moment. Salish says Lingard's going to score tomorrow. I think Lingard's going to have a good tournament, and people can say what they think. I mean, to me, I think he's a bench player at Manchester United, but I have been consistent. I think Lingard's going to have a good tournament, mainly because I think international football is a bit hit and miss, and I think there's an opportunity there. But England have got to beat Tunisia tomorrow. It's their biggest game of the group. If England got beat tomorrow, I think they're going home. If they draw tomorrow, they leave themselves in a bit of a precarious position. So, and I don't know much about Tunisia, so we'll have to wait and see. Rodriguez for Switzerland is a good player, by the way, the fullback, left back. But Switzerland haven't done a hell of a lot in this game. Germany, what a shocker, says Jordan Freeman. It's a football feast, says Richard Smith. Neymar's hair is a right mess, says Joshu. Shazad's got no idea what a watch-along is. Which team's going to win the FIFA World Cup, says Nishant. Who knows at this moment. Half an hour's gone quite quickly in this game. Here's Neymar coming down the left-hand side again. Marcelo. And they've given a free kick. See, the thing I don't like about Neymar is he likes a tumble. And I think this referee might be a bit dodgy. Lichtsteiner, the new Arsenal OAP, is helping Neymar up and taking a yellow card. Let's see whether he should have got a yellow card. Well, he did grab him round the head a bit. Maybe it was. Rohit, Liverpool are not 5-time Champions League winners. You've won it once. Your 4 other ones were in the old format of the European Cup, which was a doddle. You've won the Champions League once. Ben Freeman says Brazil look the strongest. Aston Villa won the European Cup when you were winning it. And Nottingham Forest won it twice. It was a very... They may as well have renamed the whole tournament because the Champions League is incomparable to the European Cup pre-Champions League. The Champions League, you can actually have 2 or 3 nations from one country. It's a lot harder tournament to win. Corner comes in, headed away. Cross comes in, headed away. Another corner here for Brazil. I wouldn't say it's quite backs to the wall for Switzerland, but they are. Kingdom FX has made a good point. What are the FIFA World Rankings based off? How are Switzerland number 6? Well, they should have scored again there. Corner came in and they headed it back to the corner spot. Based on this, I think that I've got no idea how Switzerland are ranked number 6 in the world. They just look like a Swiss Stoke City, don't they? Which is quite apt with Shaqiri in the team. They've done very little in this game. Their passing's poor, and defensively they're showing a lot of effort, but they've probably been. I mean, what I would say is Nigeria lacked a cutting edge, but they moved the ball around quite well. Same with Egypt, but Switzerland, they look like they're terrified when they're on the ball. Sally Devil Red's a good point there. That let's not forget Neymar is recovering from an injury as well. Paul Zinedemon says that Firmino can do more than Jesus. I'm surprised Firmino's not playing up front because I think he gives you a lot more than Jesus up front. Against the physical pairing of Switzerland, I would have played Firmino, but don't know why that's happened. We're hovering around 1,000 people watching tonight, which is great. But as I said last night as well, it's weird that the 1 o'clock stream at the weekend is always getting the more views, and it must be to do with the global audience because there's no reason on a Sunday night. I thought we might have, and Brazil, I thought we'd smash the 1,300 we had at lunchtime for Costa Rica, Serbia, but it must be to do with, unless everyone's watching Antiques Roadshow or something, whatever's on BBC. But Jesus can press, says Super Beef FVTH. Mad Marcus has got a stonk on for tomorrow because Fellaini's going to play for Belgium, his favourite player. Manu says, are you surprised that Mexico beat the Germans? I'm not, because I did say watch out for Mexico. It just depends. You never know. It's the same with Colombia. Watch out for Colombia, but you never know until they come up against the European teams how good their talent is. I know Mexico are good at moving the ball around, but I didn't know how good their level compared to Europe. So I hoped that Mexico were going to be good. I hoped that Lozano could be sort of a breakout star, and it's looking good at the moment. So I wasn't totally surprised, but to beat Germany, who are the World Cup holders, is amazing. And it's great for the World Cup. It's great for the World Cup. Switzerland having a bit of possession for the last 3 or 4 minutes, and Brazil seem happy to let them have it. I think Brazil are trying to lure them in so they can hit them on the break for that second goal. But again, another terrible ball under no pressure. I think Switzerland are probably one of the worst teams I've seen so far. Jean-Chris says, I hope we haven't seen the last of these amazing free kicks in the World Cup. I think there'll be plenty more, mate. I mean, Kolarov has got a very good left foot. Yeah, Thomas Andrews. I still think Fred will definitely sign for Manchester United. Andy Pandy says no one doubts Colombia. Sander says I'm loving the World Cup so far. What does everyone think about Brazil? I think Brazil have dropped a gear in the last 20 minutes because they've got the goal. And they can relax a little bit now. 2-0 will kill this game. Dinesh, in relation to England, most people in England haven't got any expectations. And England always start off quite badly in a World Cup. So I'm trying to think of all our World Cup first games. Funnily enough, I remember playing Tunisia in 2008. It was a 1 o'clock kickoff. And Scholes scored, and I think Shearer scored, and we beat them 2-0. So I'd be more than happy with 2-0. I mean, I think in some ways, I'd be very worried if England won it 4 or 5-0 because the expectation that this nation is stupid around expectation for England. Everyone will be going, we can win it because we beat Tunisia 4 or 5-0. So I think I'd like to just see an England 2-0 win. Let's take that into Panama, get the 6 points, and then at least we know we're through the group. And Belgium. If England and Belgium have both got 6 points in that third game, it's a weird one. You don't want to rest players, but also, what's the point in going head-to-head? It depends what's happening in the other group and whether first place is going to be good or not. I agree with Mark Bolton. Mbolo, who's on the bench for Switzerland, should be playing. Yeah, he's a bit young, but he's a bit like a sort of a Lukaku player. He gives you an out ball, and he's got a pace. But Switzerland have had a little bit of the ball lately. Cross comes in. Haven't got the men in the box. Shaqiri does well. But Brazil are miles ahead of Switzerland in relation to technique and ball retention at the moment. Joshua says, when do you think England will get knocked out? I think England will get to the knockout stage and then they could get knocked out anywhere. England's best chance is to try and win a game in normal time. If it goes to penalties, they're out. They've got such an issue with taking penalties that England won't ever win a penalty shootout. So England need to win games in normal time. Otherwise they'll go out. Oh my God. Banter. What a banter moment that was. Ball gets slipped through to the Switzerland player. And his shot is so crap. Instead of shooting at the goal, it's going that way and hits Thiago Silva in the face. It's a banter shot, that was, from Zuber. The goal's there in front of him, and it's not an easy shot, but his shot is going so far wide, it whacks Thiago Silva full on in the face. It's almost as if he tries to hit Thiago Silva in the face, who's nowhere near the goal, rather than shooting at goal. But Silva's up again now. Yeah, George, I mean, England could break it in a penalty. But the thing is, I do feel sorry for the English when it comes to penalty shootouts, because even if you've got good technique now, every player who steps up, there's so much pressure on it. It's, you know, everybody associates England with missing penalties, so penalty shootouts. So is Switzerland. They've had a lot of ball at the moment. It'd be nice to see them get a chance. Crap. They're dreadful, Switzerland. They're so bad on the ball. I think Rashford will be on the bench tomorrow. Joy Deep says Germany forever will bounce back. I think you will bounce back, but the interesting thing is, can Mexico now get that first place pinned down? Because if they do, we're going to see probably Germany-Brazil in the first knockout stage. In fact, I'll do that on one of the shows this week. We'll have a look at what the results are in the first round of games and sort of predict who might go where through the knockout stages. Telepathic Entity says, do you think teams could deliberately throw a match so they don't finish top of their group if they know Argentina or Germany are there? Yes, I do. I think if Brazil win their first 2 games and in the third game they look at it and they're like, yeah, we're going to have to play Germany if we win this game, I can see them, if they know they've qualified, thinking, let's not win this game. I mean, that's unfair to say that, but look, if you're Brazil, would you rather be playing Germany or Mexico? They might actually think, you know what, I'd rather play Germany because Mexico are a footballing team. Tejas says that Firmino should have started as well. Spain, Crizia Prince. I think Spain should still be a very, very high favourite for everybody. My God, that ball from Switzerland there. They're terrible. Their defenders are rubbish at passing the ball out. Firmino is on the bench. Noah, he's not on the he's not in the starting lineup. I don't think it will be the last World Cup of Messi, to be honest, Nishant. I think he's the way he plays, he could play till easily into his mid-30s, and he's only just 30, isn't he? So he could easily have another one in him. It just depends whether he wants to. United stand is on tonight. A few people keep asking about the United stand. It is on tonight. It's on at 9 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock because of the World Cup. So we're putting a lot of our 8 o'clock shows are going to be at 9 o'clock for the next couple of weeks. So I've got Sophie and Sophie and Ross on tonight. So yeah, looking forward to that. Yeah, Matthew's right. In relation to Fred, he's got a £52 million release clause, so United won't pay any more than that. Although, didn't we do it with Fellaini? We could have signed him for 21 million and then we waited till it had expired and paid 27. Another cross from Switzerland. Nobody anywhere near it. I think Switzerland are showing too much respect to Brazil here. You can definitely get at Brazil, but they've just got no quality in the final third or not enough men in the box. And I think they're too scared of Brazil. Shay, the transfer daily that we put up on the United stand Monday to Friday, it goes out at 7 a.m. so people can just watch it. Paul's Inner Demon, this is not United fan channel, this is That's Football. The United stand is a Manchester United fan channel. This channel, everybody is welcome. Doesn't matter what team you support. We're doing every single World Cup watch along. During the season, we do Champions League watch alongs. We have a daily transfer show at midday. So this channel's for everybody. So subscribe, get involved. Doesn't matter who you support. Everybody's welcome. Jordan Thompson says, I'm playing World Cup mode on FIFA and I'm Mexico. I simmed the Germany game 10 times and every time I lost. Rubbish game. Don't get me started on FIFA 18. It's scripted. Jay says, how did Switzerland qualify with spoons for legs? What a joke teams did they beat to get here? Well, they've only lost one in 22, and they're ranked 6th in the world. I don't know who they've been playing. They must have been playing Estonia every week. They're arguably, with Saudi Arabia, the worst team I've seen in the World Cup so far. In fact, let's do that. Who do you think's the worst team you've seen in the World Cup so far, apart from Saudi Arabia? Thank you, Andrew Ebanks. Gary Wells says the Swiss are doing fine. Plenty of time left, though. Brazil would like to get them done, but they seem to be resting now. I think defensively Switzerland have been good. I mean, let's not forget, the goal was a worldie. Offensively, not enough. Corner came in there. Thiago Silva on the front post, flicking it back towards the goal, but too much height. It's half time already, though. I mean, that half's flown by, let's be honest. That half has absolutely flown by. I didn't realise it was going to be half time. So, a decent half of football. 1-0 to Brazil. 2 minutes to be added on. And that, indeed, is, I think, half-time. No. There's a chance here for Switzerland to put it into the mixer. They need to be a little bit quick here. Rodriguez is over it. It's very, very central. Just off about 10 yards in front of the centre circle. High line on the edge of the box for Brazil. He needs to chip this in. This is like Gascoigne and David Platt. Headed back across. Keeper will be up for that. It's a netball catch for Alisson. And that will be, I think, half-time. Paras, I am excited for the England game. I will be involved in that one. And by involved, I mean I will be engrossed on a personal level. So, yeah. So 1-0 at half-time. Fantastic goal by Coutinho. Lovely curl on the ball. And that's been the difference. I mean, apart from that, if Coutinho doesn't pull that goal out, as much as I've been very critical of Switzerland's ball distribution in the final third and from the back, Brazil haven't created really any great chances. It's a very good goal from Coutinho that's separated it. So it's not vintage Brazil. I don't think anybody could say, "Oh yeah, Brazil, they're going to walk away with this tournament," because that's not going to be the case. Having said that, I think there's also a little bit of Brazil. They've got the goal. They're probably looking at Switzerland saying, I can't see them doing much against us. So they're probably not that worried. Right, where's my live comments? I've lost you a minute. Oh, God, I'm getting a bit blind there. Here we go. I hope we see Douglas Costa at some point in the World Cup, says Tyrone Williams. Yeah, I do like Douglas Costa. Have the Juventus signed him yet? I know they've got the option on it, and somebody told me that they had. 5 a.m. here. Have watched all your shows tonight. Thanks for some great ones, says Dr. Darth. Yep, let us know in the live comments where you're watching from, what country you're watching from, what time it is. So, yeah, let us know in the live comments. Messi and Neymar has been disappointed in the first game from what they get credit and much hype, says James Will. I put Coutinho, Willian and Marcelo in my dream team, says Mini Diver. Well done with Coutinho. Klopp football is better than Jose, says Jacob. I'm not Look, I'm a Manchester United fan, and I'm not going to get drawn into United versus Liverpool. The reality is, it's the World Cup. The reality is, Liverpool lost the Champions League final, but they got there. Well done. United finished ahead of you, but finished second, 20 points behind Man City. I don't think either team, in the grand scheme of things, should even be arguing against each other because you've both been sat down. So, and it's a World Cup. So I'm not entertaining any of that, so I'll be ignoring it. Crizia Prince is in London. Tejas is in India. Melbourne, 5 a.m. for Luca. 3 a.m. in Singapore. Romania, it's 10 to 10. Shane Green's in Nottingham. Miami, USA, and it's 2:50, says Daniel Roland. It's half past midnight is for Joydeep in India. We've got Dubai, where it's 10 to 11. We've got Nigeria for Jamilo. And we've got Jamaica for Anjani Wright. It's 1 p.m. Canada, 2:50, says Agalese. And South Africa, 10 to 9, Anthony Muller. And the tournament will belong to Ronaldo, says Phil Mitchell. Jamaica, 1 p.m, says Ajani. Portugal versus Mexico final. I would love that, Mark Bolton. I would love that. Because you know what? I would sit back, and I don't know on the day who I'd go for, but I would know whoever wins it, that would be very satisfying. So I'd love to see that happen. India, Surrey, New Jersey, Wales, Shropshire, Norway, Scotland. Daniel Kitson says he's under a pineapple under the sea. Ryan Griffiths is in Wrexham. Malta for Daniel. Liverpool for Jacob. Rochester for Cool Cooley. Ireland for Paul's Inner Demon. Wales for Carl Watkins. George Miles is in Wales as well. How funny. Both saying 7:51. Both from Wales. Sweden for Melka Torngun. I hope you're joining us at 1 p.m. UK time tomorrow, Melka, for the Sweden-South Korea game. I'm doing that. Son for South Korea, arguably their best player. Lindelof obviously plays for United, so that'll be interesting for the United fans. Nick Archer, are you seriously asking Lozano or Ronaldo? I mean, Ronaldo's the best player in the world. Vivek's in New York. Malta, Conrad, Belfast, Gerard, Sheffield, Philip. And it's nearly 1 a.m. in Kazakhstan, says Mark Sagan. Doncaster, India. Thanks everyone for letting us know. Remember to subscribe if you're new. We're closing in on 36,000 subscribers. It's going very well. I think we're getting a lot of new people involved. And if you are new, remember we're going to do every single World Cup game on this channel. And basically, if you love football and you just want to debate and chat with football fans without it being focused on one club where everybody's welcome, bit of banter, all that jazz, then that's football's the place to be. So get subscribed, bottom right hand corner. Spread the word and get involved. If you're watching the World Cup, if you're watching World Cup games, get it on the telly, get us on another screen and interact. It's great fun. I want Portugal to win the World Cup, says Diogo. And what do you think of Kimmich? Do you think Manchester United should sign him, says Joshua Carter? No, I thought Kimmich defensively was very, very poor today. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but I don't think he was that good. Going forward, very, very good player. Anas says, do you think we'll see Fred today? Well, Fred's obviously going to sign for Manchester United. I'd heard that they were going to keep him back till the Costa Rica game, so I'd be very surprised if we saw him, but let's see. It's half time. I'm just going to do a little bit of a shout out because we are trying to grow this community. I think it'd be great if the latter stages games we've got, a couple of thousand people, fingers crossed, keep growing the channel. If you could share the video, that would be fantastic. Bottom right, I think underneath the video it says share. If you click share and you're on Twitter and Facebook, it allows you to share the link on Twitter and Facebook. So please do that. If you're watching and you're enjoying the channel and you are watching a lot of the games, please do get involved with the community and help it grow. And if you are new, you're very welcome. If you're not new, you are the That's Football Ultras, as named this lunchtime by George Kyle. If you're part of the show, you are part of the That's Football Ultras. Tejas says that Germany's team is united and they play as a team. I still think they're going to come good, Germany. I mean, I don't think they were terrible today. I thought Mexico could have beaten them 2 or 3-0, but then again, Germany could have got a goal late on. Who scored for Brazil? Coutinho. I'm just watching it again now. Edge of the box, left-hand side, curled it into the far corner, and it was curling out and in, unstoppable. No keeper was going to save that. And I think we've seen a few goals like that in this tournament that no keeper's going to save. I thought the Mexico keeper was brilliant today, by the way. Brilliant. If you think about that free kick from, was it Cruz that he tipped onto the bar? I think the Mexico keeper's very good. And it helps, especially if you're a team like that, it helps to have a good keeper. Full-time prediction, says Clinton G. I went 2-0 before the game, and I think 2-0 is probably about right. I thought Neymar had scored that goal, Luca, for a moment, until I saw the ball fly past Neymar. I still think, for me, I would agree with what a lot of people were saying in the first half, that I probably would have Firmino playing up front over Jesus. Jesus obviously good at the pressing game, but Firmino's got that little bit more physicality to him. And if anybody is a watcher of the United stand, Sunday Night Live is still happening as per usual. It's just happening at 9 o'clock UK time instead of 8 o'clock. So normally we'd just be going live now on the United stand, but because of the World Cup, we've put it back to 9 o'clock. So Sophie and Ross on with me tonight. Lots and lots to discuss. So looking forward to that. Interesting from Terry. He says Neymar is sucking in this game. I'm just going to sort my light out. I won't be a moment. I'll still be in the room, but bear with me. I think Switzerland definitely do need to find a little bit of quality, not just in the final third. They don't seem to be committing enough men forward, but also their passing out from the back's been really, really poor as well. So I don't know what's going on there. Good point, Mad Marcus. Okay, I'm just going to clapboard. Did you see United have made a 57 million bid for Skriniar, according to reports? Yeah, we'll probably talk about that on the Transfer Daily tomorrow, but we have mentioned him a few times already. Neymar thinks he's the star, but he didn't do anything to help the team. Marcelo is Brazil's man of the half, says Terry. Arturo says, would you like Lozano at United? I think any club that you support, would you like Lozano? I think he's a good player. I mean, to be honest with you, it looks like Mexico are going to do quite well in this tournament. So let's see what the consistency levels of Lozano are. Very, very good goal against Germany, but let's see. Havanda says it's going to be Brazil versus France in the World Cup final. Why is no one mentioning Colombia, says Teja? Basically because we haven't seen them play yet. Tony Adams says, what is the United Stand? So I'm the presenter on the United Stand, which is a Manchester United YouTube channel with 250,000 subscribers. So obviously it helps if you're a Manchester United fan or you're interested in Manchester United, but you're all very welcome to get on the channel on YouTube. We'll be live at 9 PM tonight. Loads and loads of content on that channel, but it's all United related. So you're very welcome. But this is our channel for everybody. That's football, where we cover everything. Fred's on the bench, Ali, but I don't think he'll come on. Conrad, it's just luck. He's asking about hairlines. Paul's Inner Demon says Brazil versus France would be a very interesting final. It would, Paul, but also I think it's, I don't know, I'll ask all of you this. Are you not bored of that? Are you not bored of the same teams winning the tournament every time? I would much rather the one that was mentioned before. Portugal, Mexico, for me, would be the better final than France, Brazil, because I want to see football. I want to go into tournaments and have 10, 15 teams that can really win it. We go into these World Cups and we know it's going to be one of 5 teams that are going to win it. And I would rather, with 32 teams in it, I'd rather have at least 10 that can win it. And we can say like, oh yeah, Mexico are going to be the shock, Colombia are going to be the shock team, but are they going to get to the semi-finals? Probably not. And that's what I want to see. Mexico, Brazil, Philip Hammond says. I thought he might, Tony. Mini Diver. I don't think Belgium can get to the final. I don't. I think Roberto Martinez is a terrible, terrible manager, and I don't think that it can be done. But I might be right. I might be wrong. Ali was excited when Mexico won today. Brilliant for the tournament. Absolutely brilliant for the tournament. Chikorito was crying, says Tejas. They put a lot of effort into that. United Stand is going to be live tonight, Zeshan, at 9 PM. Yes, the stream's already set up. Flex is doing fan cams next year, yeah. I would also love 2 South American teams in the final, says Cathal Jorge. The team that wins the World Cup usually starts off poorly and grows into the competition, says Dave B. You could say Germany then. Harris wants to watch Fred. We might see him in the second half. We might. How's Willian doing, Mark? Thomas McGee? He's done okay. I think his final ball's been a bit poor. He's had a couple of opportunities down that right-hand side. Tyrone, I've got no idea how did Roberto Martinez get the job at Belgium. Isn't Thierry Henry his assistant? Conrad says, who's your official second team in the World Cup after England? I don't think I have one. Well, let us know who your teams are in the World Cup in the live comments. There's plenty of people watching. There's plenty of people involved in the live comments. Or if you're not in the live comments, just say it out loud. But yeah, obviously I support England. I'm English, and I don't think England can get anywhere near winning the World Cup. That's not being negative. That's just being realistic. My second team, I've got quite a few. There's a few I haven't seen yet. I mean, Mexico, they've delivered. I've mentioned Mexico quite a lot. They're a team I'd love to see win it. I don't necessarily think they can, but I'd like to see them do well. Colombia, I haven't seen them yet. I like Colombia. I quite like Serbia today. I quite like Serbia. Senegal are another team I'm looking forward to seeing. I don't know whether they're going to be any better than Nigeria or Egypt, but I'd like to see them do well. So, yeah, let's see how it goes. Dylan says Belgium and France. I don't want France to do well, to be honest. I know Pogba plays for them. I don't really have a lot of interest in France. They just don't do it for me. If they win the tournament because they're the best team, they deserve to win the tournament. That's fine. But I'm not massively enamoured by France, to be honest. I think they're just a bunch of individuals and egotistical individuals as well. When you look at what Griezmann was like. Second half underway. Thomas Wood says, come on England for tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be joining us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for the England watch along. We will be live. Probably a little bit early tomorrow night. Probably go live at about 6:30 to build it up a little bit. Have the beers in the fridge all day for that one. Looking forward to it. But we've got another game going on here. Hopefully Switzerland can do something in the... I mean, you can't shoot from there. Had a nosebleed there. It was even further out than Deshmali. Rubbish shot. Mark Bolton says Croatia could do well. I think Croatia and Serbia, from what I've seen of them, very good midfields, very good defensively. I just wonder whether they've got enough goals in them. Today, I don't think they would have beaten Costa Rica if it hadn't been for that brilliant free kick from Kolarov. Mitrovic had 2 very good chances, one-on-one chances, and messed them both up. You need a good striker, and think back to Davor Suker for Croatia. They need to find people to score goals, and again with Croatia, has Mandzukic really got the goals in him? What I like with Serbia is the fact that they allow Milinkovic-Savic to almost play as a second striker a lot. But there's going to be a yellow card here for Brazil. Casemiro. A little bit late. Paul says, what do you think of the Griezmann situation? I've never seen such comedy in that video that he did. But, It was a bit of a silly challenge, Phil Mitchell. Yeah, Casemiro. It's a definitely yellow card. It's late. The ball's gone. Come on, Switzerland. Then show us why you're sixth in the world. I think Brazil are playing very un-Brazil at the moment. They're very. They're trying to hit him on the break, soak up the pressure. Another free kick to Switzerland. Yeah, I agree with Manchester goals 18. Croatia and Serbia neither have prolific forwards. Yeah, interesting about Milinkovic-Savic, Matthew. That's going to be a topic point on the United stand tonight. So if you're interested in Milinkovic-Savic and how he played today, we'll be opening up that as a topic point tonight on the United stand at 9 o'clock, straight after this. So you don't necessarily need to be a United fan for that. If you're not a United fan, but you want to have a little bit of a chat about Milinkovic-Savic, we'll be discussing that. I agree with you, Teshes. The Swiss have got to at least try in this. Why, it's 1-0. You've got to give it a go. Bahani says Brazil are parking the bus a bit. I think what they're trying to do is soak up the pressure and hit them on the break. They're playing a high line, so they're not parking the bus. They're forcing Switzerland back into their own half with their line. What Switzerland need to do is create a chance, and then they might get a little bit of confidence. Oh, their passing's terrible, though. There's an overlap here. Oh, come on. Marcelo as well. Oh, they've won it back. Liechtensteiner. Rubbish. I don't think Rashford will start tomorrow, Ali. I think there's a good chance that... I think Lingard will start, and I think there's a good chance that... that Ashley Young will as well. Shubham says that Brazil are not playing in their natural way. Corner for Switzerland. Oh, it's 1-1. Brilliant. Get in there. And it's been given as well. And it's Zuber. 1-1. Corner, unmarked, 6 yards out. Not going to miss from there. 1-1. Game on. This is what we want. I know people want Brazil to be good, but I think Brazil scored a worldie. They've sat back and they've got what they deserve there. They've played within themselves. And well done to Switzerland. Game on. Makes it much more interesting now. It was becoming a bit lame, and Brazil were just going through the motions a bit. He can't miss from there. I mean, I don't know what the Brazil's defence is allowing a cross to land in the middle of your 6-yard box, and he just cannot miss. Keeper can't do anything about it. 1-1, Zuber. A little bit of a shove on Miranda, but he's got to be stronger than that. Bang goes my 3-0, says Mini Diver. Well, Brazil just have... I don't know what Brazil are up to. They've gone back a bit. I mean, Willian and Miranda are both saying it was a shove, but... I think they're trying to get him to go to VAR, but I don't understand when you can and can't go to VAR, so... Terrible defending. There was a little bit of shove there, but do we want that taken out of football? Do we want to be scrutinising every decision like that? No, we don't. The reality is they should be able to defend and get their lines better than that. So 1-1, game on. Interesting game now. I'm all for it as a neutral. I mean, I don't mind Brazil winning and playing well in the tournament, but they've got to come up, they've got to turn up and show, haven't they? You can't sit on a 1-0. Imagine if Brazil lost. Yeah, exactly. A little bit of confidence for Brazil at the moment as well. Al Doctor 69 says, that was a small push, play on. I agree with you, Harris. The game will get better now. Liam I think if you want to read that out, type that out again. Is it to do with Switzerland? And I'll read it. But you've said Hungary, so I don't know whether you've got the right stats there. Zuba the Beast, says Joy Deep. Federer must be doing backflips, says Manchester Skulls 18. I'll tell you what, nothing to do with football, but I do love Roger Federer. Even though I'm British, I always want Federer to win against Andy Murray. And it's not because I don't like Scotland. I know, if Scotland were in the World Cup, I'd want them to do well. I think Federer is just a fantastic sportsman. So I hope Federer is enjoying it, yes. We've got a game on our hands now, says David. What I would say, this World Cup doesn't like boredom. It will not let it happen. We're not having... It's almost like the World Cup gods are saying, no, Brazil, you're not sitting on a 1-0. Switzerland are having a goal. If you want to win, you've got to win well. Crizia Prince can see another goal coming. I think there's definitely another goal coming in this. Dwight Pond says no small team will win the World Cup. Get over it. It might be a World Cup too close for that to happen, but you never know. You never know. Game on, says Nick Archer. Well, that's what we want at the end of the day. A lot of us aren't. Well, some people will be supporting Brazil, but even if you are supporting Brazil, do you want them to score? Do you want an individual brilliant goal to be it? Brazil, individual goals are brilliant, but what are Brazil doing as a team? If you want Brazil to win this World Cup, you want to see them playing good football. And they got a great goal, and then they sat back. They've got to do better than that. So, all I want in this game is I want to be entertained. This World Cup has been very entertaining. I want to be entertained. I'm not anti-Brazil at all. If Brazil come through and win this 3-1 now, it shows character, and that's good for them. But you can't just feel your way into the tournament naturally. You've got to give it some. And as I say, first half, Switzerland weren't very good in that final third. They really weren't. But did Brazil carve them open? No. Did they score a world-class goal? Yes. So they need to do a lot more. Joshua wasn't expecting that goal as well. Zlatan's not playing tomorrow, no. He retired and he didn't come back. We've got a game on our hands anyway. This World Cup's been brilliant so far. Don't know what's going on here. Bit of a tit for tat with Neymar. I tell you what though, if you are somebody who thinks England can win this tournament, wait until England have played tomorrow. But the encouraging thing about this tournament so far, and it is only one game, but I've not seen any real fluidity from any team yet that makes me think they're tough to play against, apart from Spain. Spain obviously were very, very good at the way they moved the ball about, but as we saw with Portugal, if you're quick on the break, you can cause Spain problems as well. So Spain are probably the best team I've seen in this tournament so far. I thought Portugal were just very good and Ronaldo was amazing, but Spain played very well. As a team, they looked good as a team. Germany, I thought, looked okay as a team. Just defensively, they were awful and they didn't have a cutting edge. The game of the tournament. I mean, I could watch that. I could watch that Spain-Portugal game back again and again and again. It was such a good game. It had everything in it. But 35 minutes to go in this game now. Switzerland have got their tails up and Brazil need to respond. I think for me, Brazil lack somebody... They probably lack a Fred, really. And I'm not convinced about that Paulinho at all. Is he the one who's at Barcelona, who was crap at Spurs? I never rate him. Here we go. Coutinho shoots and shoots again. Blocked twice. Casemiro into Willian. Marcelo, sorry, it's the hair. Neymar stands him up, shoots into the side netting. I'd like to see Fred get on. I'm not convinced about that Paulinho, but maybe he's there because of the height. They're quite a small team. Neymar's taken a knock here on his ankle. What are you looking at? Says, I love you, man. Well, I think you're all fantastic in the live comments as well. I think Neymar's just taken a knock here. He's trying to stamp it off. Gary Wells, Swiss are solid defensively. Neither team's dealing well with corners. Neymar is hobbling a bit at the moment. I think he's all right. Elliot Hobday. I think Fred is injured. I'm sure they said that he'll be back for Costa Rica on Friday. Liam Keogh says, Goldbridge son, how are you, my friend? I'm very well. I was Goldbridge son yesterday for for Iceland. Today I was Mark Gonzalez Bridge for Mexico. And cross comes in, Brazil. Tomorrow I'm back to being Mark Goldbridge for England. And I might be Russian for Egypt, Russia on Tuesday, and be Mark Goldbridge off. But I'll make my mind up on Tuesday. Neymar might be coming off here, which would be a concern. Well, no, Fernandinho's coming on. Neymar's fine. He's running around fine now. Well, it's interesting they're going to bring Fernandinho on. I think it's probably going to be for Casemiro, who's on a yellow card. And, yeah. Half an hour to go in this game. Andrew Ellis says Paulinho has got to come off because he's crap. I don't get Paulinho at all. I don't get it. I don't get it with him at all. He seems to get... I don't get it. Liam Leon, Masterbinho Goldbridge, the Brazilian. Masterbinho. Or it could just be Mark, because a lot of Brazilians just have one name, don't they? So like Fred, it could just be Mark. To be fair, Shaqiri should play for Brazil, shouldn't he? That's a terrible joke. Shakira. Portugal versus Argentina for the final, says Diego. Mate, fair play if you think Argentina are getting there. I can't see it. I think Argentina is so easy to play against. Just stand on Messi and Argentina don't know what to do. Even though they've got players who can do it on their own, they just go through Messi with everything. What are you looking? Says, I've picked Neymar in my fantasy league. Am I screwed? I've picked Lukaku too. Well, we spoke about that right before this game started, didn't we? We were talking about the golden boot, and at the moment, I still think keep your eye on Diego Costa. He's only one behind Ronaldo. Ronaldo's got 3. I expect Ronaldo will probably come out with 5 before the knockout stages. Messi's got none. Germany, a lot of people were saying Timo Werner, none. Neymar at the moment, none. Keep your eye on Lukaku tomorrow. Belgium are playing Panama. I think Lukaku, if he gets a good start tomorrow, Golden Boot winner, could be a United player. England's group with Panama in it, they are a team to get goals against. But Costa will score goals for Spain. I think keep your eye on Costa at the moment, because they've got a group where there's goals in that, isn't there? Iran, Morocco. They've played the hardest game and he got 2. Prince Shima says Argentina should have called up Icardi. I think Icardi said himself it's because he doesn't get on with Messi. I mean, Messi runs that team, doesn't he? And I don't know. I'm not Argentinian, so I don't really care. But I also think Argentina have had problems with Messi for a long time that they don't know how. They're just so reliant on him, even though they've had good players. But actually, I looked at Argentina yesterday. Their defence is crap, and their midfield's not that good either. So regardless of what the amount of attacking talent they've got, and they have got a lot of attacking talent. I mean, bloody hell, Dybala and Higuain on your bench, and Icardi not even there. They've got some real attacking talent, but midfield and defence, they haven't. Switzerland, ooh, well done Marcelo, but he's out of position now. That was nice. I mean, Icardi better than Higuain, says Paul's in the demon. I mean, I love Icardi. I think he's got absolutely everything. But, you know, there's a few players that aren't in this World Cup. And I think we saw it with Germany today. I mean, I'm a United fan, so I've got no love for City. But I can see a good player. Well tracked back there by Gabriel Jesus. Can they work it again? Jesus, terrible pass. Took a tumble. It's a bit end-to-end at the moment, this game. Here's Shaqiri running at Marcelo. I think Shaqiri for Liverpool would be a good squad player. You know, Liverpool do need to get a bit of squad depth. Rodriguez, corner, cross-blocked, throw-in. But yeah, I think Germany should have took Leroy Sané. I do. I know Brandt nearly scored a worldie, but how you take Julian Brandt over Leroy Sané, I do not know. I mean, who does Brandt play for? Is it Schalke? And, I mean, he's won a Premier League title. He's played Champions League football. He's playing under Pep. Like I say, I've got no love for Man City, but I've always thought Leroy Sané is the closest thing I've seen to Ryan Giggs. I think he's a great player. Not a great player yet, but I think he's a very good player. I think he should have gone. I think Anthony Martial should have gone to the World Cup as well with France. But, you know, it's this Dembele loving, isn't it? And Dembele's a good player, but he's had a terrible season for Barcelona. Shah's just had a booking there. And this free kick is exactly the position, although it wasn't a free kick, it was free play, is exactly the position that Coutinho scored from. Brandt plays for Leverkusen. Thanks for that, says Eric Lord. Who does Timo Werner play for then? Does he play for Schalke? I don't watch German football. I refuse to watch it. I would love to watch German football, but I don't watch it because it's a monopoly that Bayern Munich. It's boring. It's as bad as the Scottish League. Every good player in Germany, if you play for somebody who's not Bayern Munich will buy you. It's a monopoly. They could have a really good league in Germany because they do have and create good players, and they've got a really good league system that's very fan-centric. They produce a lot of good players, but they allow Bayern Munich to monopolise it like Celtic. RP Leipzig is Timo Werner. Yes. Neymar's cross is crap. Neymar's having a bit of a Messi so far. Well done. Throwing their bodies in here, Switzerland. Defensively good. Brazil need to win this, you know, because it's interesting. It's really interesting because we've been saying, if Brazil win this group and Germany now come second, it'll be Brazil-Germany. But Serbia have won. You could still see Brazil and Germany avoid each other because they both don't win their group. Remember, Serbia are top of this group at the moment with 3 points. I just had a really thought. My best mate, I haven't even spoke to him this weekend, and that's not good. Yeah, I'll be on the beers tomorrow night. And remember, tomorrow night, I am doing the England stream. And I've got Mad Marcus joining me. So that's going to be interesting. Got a co-commentator for the England games. Jay Hart says Brazil already playing for a draw. So they get to avoid Germany. Not a good idea for Brazil. What if they got beat by Serbia? And they'd only have 1 point from the first 2 games. I think we'd be seeing Switzerland and Serbia going through. So Brazil definitely need to win this game, because I'm not convinced Switzerland are that good. I think Serbia are better. So Brazil need to win this game. They need to step it up a bit. And Switzerland are growing into the game as well. I mean, I know I was taking the mickey out of them at the start, saying how are they 6th in the world rankings. But at the moment, I still don't think they're that good, but they are 1-1 against Brazil. Neymar. That crass is rubbish. Let it go. No. Maybe Willian would have got it, actually. I don't think Brazil know how to cut open this Switzerland side at the moment. I don't think crosses into the box are really going to cause Switzerland that much problem. I think they need to be a little bit more intricate. Although, is that Coutinho? Yep. First touch, in the box, falls onto his right foot and blasts it wide. I mean, if Coutinho scores that, maybe he's one for the Golden Boot. Mad Marcus is going to sing the national anthem, apparently. He's got a crush on the Queen. Gary Wells, terrible miss there. He didn't connect well with that. I think we can let it off Gary because he connects well on the goal. Izzy Jr. says a goal's coming. Substitution here for Switzerland. Looks like a number 17. They've got weird numbering in this World Cup. Zakaria is coming on, and Barami is going off. I don't know where Barami plays anymore. He wasn't he at West Ham? He came with quite a high reputation. What was that lad that went to Burnley? I think he played for Belgium. I don't think he plays for them anymore. He went to Burnley, and he was like quite a good signing for them, but did sod all. I can't remember what his name is. Their genius is in the live comments. Somebody will know that now. It's just like a starter for 10. I get lazy. I could go on Google, but I don't need to because I know someone in the live comments will know it. So, Belgian, really good reputation. Went to Burnley, did sod all. I don't think he's anywhere near the Belgian squad now. Oh, that's an interesting ball. He's held it up. Oh, I don't think that's a foul. Severovic has gone down here, clutching his knee. And the ref stopped the play, which is fair. Barami is at Watford. It says there's 25 minutes gone because there's 25 minutes gone of the second half. I do it. I'm unorthodox, so I just do each half. Defoe. See? How many people got that right? Jay Smith, Cameron Hatwell, Akash, Louise, Debus, Tiago. Loads of you got it right. Defoe. Whatever happened to him? He was like a good player. But then Adnan Januzaj is in the Belgian squad and he's crap. Barami plays for Udinese now. Flipper says, do you rate Switzerland? I'm going to have to give you an emphatic no. I think they're well organised. they're a bit like Iceland actually, and I do rate. You know why I rate Iceland? Because their population is 350,000, and I think they're amazing for their population. But and Switzerland have got a small population as well, but they're doing very well here. Shot, Alisson saved. Daniel's very right. Nainggolan didn't make it, so what chance of Defoe? Defoe was well thought of for a time. Only 18 minutes left in this game. Just saying. Neymar skips a tackle. I'm surprised they haven't brought Firmino on. Jesus. Coutinho. I don't know whether Brazil have got enough bite in their attack. I mean, you've got very good footballers like Willian and Jesus, etc. I thought he was going to go to VAR there, the ref. I was giving this ref a bit of stick, to be fair, but is this a penalty on Jesus? Rolls his man. No. There's contact, but he jumps in the air. That's not a penalty. Jesus dives, says Eden Wolf. Penn says Chris French. Penn says David. Penn says Louise. Penn says Ethan. He dives, says Baron Death. What a dive, says L Doctor 69. Probably more people saying Penn, although a lot of people are saying dive now. You know what I thought? I think there's contact there, but when he jumps in the air, what's making him jump in the air? He makes himself jump in the air. This is the problem. And I don't blame the ref, because if he saw that, I'd be like, if you stayed on your feet, I might have given you a penalty. Why does he have to? Why do both feet go in the air? Why is he jumping in the air? Because he's jumping in the air. So that is a dive. He turned a potential penalty into a dive. Watch it back. Both his feet go in the air because he jumps into the air. That's a dive. I agree. There was an initial contact period, but you've got to play on. 50-50 split in there. Fair play. You know, I ain't got a problem if people think it's a penalty. That's fine. My opinion's not definitive. I'm just saying, when I watch that back, he jumps into the air. He's in control of that jump. There's not contact that makes him jump. The contact is on his body. Why is his feet going in the air and falling on the floor? Jay says that Neymar's having a bit of a nightmare. He's having a bit of a Messi. He's a good player, Neymar, but he's having a bit of a Messi. But he's still got a little bit more to be honest, I think Messi had a better game than Neymar. I mean, everyone says Messi was crap, but he had shots. He just missed them. He did miss a penalty as well. Here's Neymar, tackled. I think Brazil are going to get a little bit concerned in this last 10 minutes, you know, because Switzerland have got a little bit on the attack, and I just wonder if they're going to throw Embolo on and just think Brazil are going to press for the winner. 1-1's dangerous. If they're losing 1-0, of course, Switzerland would just sit and park the bus and try and ride it out. But because it's 1-1, do Brazil commit for the winner and leave the door open at the back? Or, well, they've got to go for it, but I'd be a little bit worried. Still people saying it was a penalty. Brazil need Fellaini, says Jay Legend. Another person saying Argentina are going to be the champions. It's SJ Life. Look, Willian's been poor as well, says DJ Dale. Yeah, I wouldn't take United. I wouldn't take Willian at United. Firmino is coming on. Be interesting if it's a straight swap for Fred or not. I've got 1,100 people watching. This is getting even more fascinating. I wonder if tomorrow, when I'm doing Sweden, South Korea, whether we'll get big figures again. I thought Brazil would get the biggest viewing figures so far. 1,300 is the most people we've had watching so far for the World Cup. I'm sure it's going to go up during the World Cup as more and more people become aware that we are doing watch-alongs for every World Cup game. But our record at the moment, who'd have thought? Day 4, we've how many games has there been so far? Russia, long shot there from Neymar. Keeper's got it easy. So we had Russia. We had 3, 4, 8. We've had 11 games so far, and the most watched watch-along we've had was Serbia-Costa Rica with 1,300. So, there you go. It's only the third time we've gone over 1,000, though. Argentina-Iceland, and tonight, and Serbia-Costa Rica. So, fair play. Oh, and Croatia-Nigeria, I think we just topped over a little. Who's doing what games tomorrow? I'm doing Sweden-South Korea, which is the next one at 1 o'clock. Xander's doing Belgium. Panama. I'm sure a lot of you will be watching Belgium. I think that could be a goal fest. And then, obviously, I'm doing England because I'm English. And I'm doing that with Mad Marcus at 7 o'clock. So, good games tomorrow. It's all about England. Mark Willis says England will be your biggest. I think we're going to probably stay live after the England game and discuss it a lot as well. Especially if we lose. Jesus comes off. Firmino comes on. 12 minutes. Ezzy Jr., great comment. He says the Swiss are too slow on the counter. They are. They are. I presume Fred's probably not fit because I think he'd give him something in the midfielder that Paulinho can't give. I mean, Paulinho's so bad, he should have been subbed 10 minutes before this game kicked off. He is crap, isn't he? He's done nothing. He's going to score the winner now, but he's done nothing in this game. Mbolo's coming on. I told you. What did I say? I wonder if Switzerland will just think, we're going to be under the cosh this last 10 minutes, but let's chuck Mbolo on for the last 10 minutes. Xhaka's off. Get off, Xhaka. Oh, no, he's not. Number 9, it's Splenovic or whatever his name is. Yeah, now keep your eye on him for Mbolo. He's like Lukaku, and I know a lot about Mbolo because I thought he was coming to United a couple of years ago, and he played in the Euros a little bit. And I haven't watched a lot of him this season. I think he plays for. I forget who he plays. I think he's at RP Leipzig, isn't he? But He's a lot like Lukaku in the fact that obviously he's big, he's quick, he can finish, but he's a bit clumsy on the ball. So, be interesting to see if they can find a ball to him. Anyway, Brazil. Cross comes in, cleared by Switzerland. They've won the second ball there. Got to get rid of that. There's another Switzerland player down on the floor there. He's clutching his face. I wonder. Ref's happy to play on. And now he's stopped it. It's Liechtensteiner. He doesn't normally go down for nothing. I wonder if there might be a VAR moment here. He plays for Schalke. Got the right country. See, the knowledge in the live comments is sensational. It really is. Sometimes I say things wrong on purpose just to get corrected. Nah, there's nothing in that. Or did you just follow through a little bit, Miranda? But they're not going VAR. Who did Paulinho go off for then? I thought Casemiro went off. Maybe I... Oh, no, I missed that sub. So, Casemiro went off for Fernandinho. I missed the sub of Paulinho for Renato Augusto. He's crap. Yeah, so they've used all subs. There's no way Fred's coming on. causing a bit of a shitstorm on Twitter. I've said that Paulinho's shit, and a lot of people are saying he's good. I think he's crap. I really do. Arsenic Gunner says he's not crap as well. It's all about opinion. If you think he's good, fair play. Maybe he'll sit me down at some point in the tournament. But to be honest about Fred, I think I was right. I said that Fred, Brazil had said about Fred that he's not ready for today. He'll be ready for the Costa Rica game. And it's a shame he's not ready today because I think they might have used him. I think he would have been a useful player. He can carry the ball. And he's got a little bit something about him, and Brazil seem to have lacked that from midfield. This will be a shock. This will be a shock if this stays 1-1. And at the moment, Brazil don't look like they're going to break Switzerland down, do they? So this will be a shock if it stays like this. Keep your eye on it, folks. Joy Deep says this World Cup's not for the big teams. Russia are going to win it. I don't think Russia are going to win it. Oh, Shaqiri's in the box here. Shaqiri. I don't know what he's trying to do. Play it simple, mate. Stop trying to do the skills. He's trying to do... It's like a bloody game of skills there. He should have just passed it to the... oh, dear. Brazil might get away here. Brazil need to take a foul here because they ain't going to play their way out. About 10 minutes to go. About 10 minutes to go. Have Brazil got it in them to get a winner in this game? I mean, to be honest with you, apart from the Coutinho goal, they've offered very little, haven't they? Let's be honest. Here's Neymar into the box. This should be it. Terrible first touch. I think he's got to do better there. Terrible first touch. Not Neymar. Neymar passed it. And... we skipped past one. Didn't fancy the 50-50. Neymar again. Going to get a foul on him there. Xhaka has absolutely poleaxed him. They're running out of ideas a bit. Brazil. And I mean, this is something I don't really want to see in this. I do want to see the underdogs doing well. But I want to see teams being able to break down the physical teams. And Liechtensteiner looks like he might be injured here. That'd be good for Arsenal. Might be tired. Puts a little bit of pressure onto Brazil if they don't win this game, because Serbia have won. Now I think Brazil's next game is Costa Rica, which, if they win that, it leaves a very interesting final game, dependent on what Switzerland do. Well, if Switzerland got a draw out of Serbia, Switzerland would have 2 points. Serbia would have 4 points. And then if Brazil beat Costa Rica, they'd have 4 points. But Brazil would have to beat Serbia, because if Switzerland beat Costa Rica, they'd have 5 points. So, intriguing group. Much like the Germany group, this group becomes very interesting if Brazil don't win today. So we talk about group of deaths, but I think the Germany group and this group could suddenly become very interesting based on these results. Brazil could put themselves in a situation where they might have to beat Serbia. And to be honest, the way Brazil have played tonight, we watched Costa Rica at 1 o'clock. I mean, Costa Rica weren't terrible. They got beaten by a collar-off free kick. So Brazil are going to have to step it up a bit. But they still got a chance to get a winner here. Willian with the cross. Oh, Neymar got on the end of that. Headed it from the penalty spot, from the cross, straight at the keeper. I think anywhere else, and that's 2-1. So who predicted a draw in this? Because I didn't. I'm not doing very well on Super Brew. I got Serbia right, but I got Mexico wrong, and I got this wrong. Anywhere else, and that's a goal for Neymar. Oh, God, I tell you what, I'm gagging for the toilet. Switzerland haven't had an opportunity to get Embolo on this. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. We're covering every single World Cup game on here as a watch-along. So if you're loving the World Cup so far, then, we're here always for interaction. I'm live on the United Stand in 10 minutes, which is our Manchester United fan channel. It's Sunday Night Live in 10 minutes. I've got Ross and Sophie on the show. First topic is going to be Milinkovic-Savic and whether people would take him at United. A lot of people would have only seen him for the first time today. I've seen him quite a lot. My opinion's well known, but dropped up for Shaqiri to hit on the volley there. It would have been a very good goal to do it. He made a hash of it. The walk-in R said, I went 1-1 Brazil with Zuba and Coutinho to score. Yeah, I bet you did. We all believe you. Adam predicted Brazil 4-1. I predicted Brazil 2-0, and I did say I think I might have gone a bit lenient there, but it just shows you never know. I'm glad Switzerland got the goal back. I'm disappointed with Brazil. I mean, if it had stayed 1-0, it was 1-0 at half-time. If it had stayed like that, we'd have all been really bored. So I'm glad that Switzerland got the goal. I'm just disappointed Brazil, they've had a good half an hour and they've been unable to get back into this. Hallam's in love with Savic. Please Brazil score, says Louise. A lot of Brazilian fans in here. I could tell that when the penalty incident happened. A lot of people felt it was a penalty, even though for me it was a dive. Matthew Carolan's just subscribed to the channel. Welcome, Matthew. I hope you're all joining me on the United Stand anyway at 9 o'clock. Oh, what a save. Oh, what a save. I don't know who headed it. He palmed it down and it was just out of the reach. I think it was Fernandinho to tap it in home. Oh. I don't know who gets on the end of it. It's a Neymar cross. Header comes in. I think it was Thiago Silva. No, it was Firmino. Firmino heads it. Keeper palms it out. And it's just out of the reach for somebody to tap it home. Close. We're into the 90th minute. Brazil going for it now. Isaiah's just subscribed to the channel. Got 5 minutes. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Bloody hell. Wow. That is a lot of stoppage time in this game. I don't know where it's come from. Cross comes in. Edge of the box. Oh, I thought that was going in. Miranda drops to him on the edge of the box. Hits the volley. He's got it through the crowd. You think it's going to hit the bottom corner and it just goes wide. And it's not far. It's half a metre wide, if that. Keeper is absolutely stuck to his spot because there's such a crowd in front of him. It's unstoppable if that goes in. Well, still a bit of time, still 3 minutes in this game for Brazil. I mean, and this is where momentum comes from, because if Brazil could win this late on, they'll take a lot of confidence from it. If they don't win it, the heads drop a bit, don't they? It's fine margins. Find your way through, get the 3 points, like France. don't find your way through, start to doubt yourself and start to wonder, oh my God, Costa Rica next. If we don't win that, we're in big trouble. Even if we do win it, we've got to get something against Serbia. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Another interesting game in the World Cup. Brazil's shot accuracy is 21%, says Flipper. Cracking World Cup, says Dej. Yes, I think that's the great thing for us, the viewer, isn't it? It's every game has been exciting, apart from Russia-Saudi Arabia, because it was just an annihilation, wasn't it? But every game's had something. We've had late winners. We've had brilliant game of the tournament so far, Portugal-Spain. We've had the Iceland-Argentina game, backs to the wall. We've had Mexico-Germany today, where Mexico thoroughly deserved it, but Germany were going for it at the end. It's tense. Serbia, I thought Serbia game was good. I thought Croatia game was good as well. France-Australia nearly had a really big underdog story. Loads of good games. I think it's been a great tournament. And bring on tomorrow. We've got England tomorrow. Tuesday, we've got a brilliant group starting with Colombia, Japan, Senegal and Poland, and then we go through the cycle again. Very exciting. And 3 games in a group as well. So loads to get involved in. Very excited about it. Thanks everybody who's been watching tonight. Remember to subscribe if you're new. Just remember, that's football on YouTube. If there's a World Cup game, we're live. Get involved. None of the big teams have been that convincing, says Dev. Joy Deep thinks England are going to win it. Firmino should start, says Chejas. I think that has been proved tonight. I think Brazil need to play Firmino up front because they need some physicality. I think Switzerland have found it too easy to deal with Jesus, and there's not been an outball for Brazil. Neymar's done very well here. He's cut past 1, plus 2, plus 3, and he's got the free kick. This free kick's going to have to go in. This is basically it for Brazil. 94 minutes and 20 seconds. Keeper's good for Switzerland. It's going to take something special here. This is Neymar's moment. Are you going to be a Ronaldo or are you going to be a Messi? Phil Mitchell, last chance now. Andrew Ellis feels the Swiss are dangerous. All I know is I need to go to the toilet before we do the United stand. I'm desperate. Fred's injured, George. He's back on Friday. This is quite far out for Neymar. I don't know how he scores this. It's not. I think this is more of a left footer because it's on the left hand side of the pitch. I don't think Neymar can score this. I think if he's got a left foot, he can. I think he's just going to blast it and hope that the keeper palms it out or something. But I can't see him scoring this. Might be wrong. Could be a totally wrong on this, but let's see. He's chipped it. Well done. I thought, how does that not go in? Firmino falls to him and he blasts it, and then there's a Swiss foot that just stops it going in. I think this is going to end 1-1. Corner for Brazil, pretty much it. We're into the 96th minute now. He's added another minute on top of the 5, so I think I can sort of feel sorry for the Swiss if this goes in. They've won the header. Come on, ref, blow up. That's it, added time's over. It's got to be it. I don't know. I think Neymar was right not to shoot there. A lot of people moaning say he should have shot. I don't think he was going to beat the keeper from there. Has he blown up yet? No? He's blown up now. 1-1. Another shock, really. Another shock. We're getting a lot of these shocks. I think it's good for the tournament. I really do. Anyway, I've got to end a little bit quicker than I normally would because I'm doing the United Stand at 9 o'clock. So if you are a Manchester United fan, get yourself over to the United Stand YouTube channel. The stream's there. We're ready to go. If you're not a United fan, but we're going to be talking about Milinkovic-Savic and his performance today. And we are going to be talking a little bit about the World Cup as well. So you're more than welcome to join us. The United Stand, we're live in 5 minutes. Thanks everybody for watching. Our next stream is tomorrow at 1 o'clock UK time. It's going to be Sweden versus South Korea. Then we've got Belgium, Panama. Then we've got England versus Tunisia, which is going to be great. So thanks everyone for watching today. If you watched all three, I applaud you. I'm going on to the United Stand now, talk about United a bit, and we're back here tomorrow. Speak to you all soon. Fantastic.